occasionally the footlights. Lastly, life is like a musical is for people who find themselves desiring something, a stronger relationship, or a better job, or a more refined way of framing the story of their life. We theater people call this your I want song, and more on that in chapter 13. I don't care what this something is for you, but I know it's something, or you wouldn't still be listening. And that's where I come in. So good luck, or rather, break a leg. Now please silence your cell phones. The performance of your life is about to begin. Chapter 1. Cast yourself in the role you must play. The worst thing in the entire world happened to me when I turned 13 years old. No, my dog didn't die. My voice changed. For most of my childhood, I was the picture of a freckled theater kid, straight out of Central Casting. The kind who would someday move to New York City, of course. The dream was that once I had settled into my gigantic loft, I would naturally get cast in the role of Jean Valjean in Les Miserables. But when my voice changed, and I realized I could no longer hit that iconic 2-4-6-0-1 high note that is one of Valjean's signature moments, I panicked. What kind of life would I have if I couldn't headline Les Mis? A pretty good one, it turns out, largely because I wasn't meant to play Valjean and instead had to discover something more original for myself. Friends, you have got to cast yourself in the role you want to play, need to play, even if others don't see it for you. Few people are lucky enough to be born into the perfect body, voice, and era that lines up with their dream part, and I am using the phrase dream part loosely here. All sorts of us have the kinds of ambitions and desires that the world is not ready or willing to grant us, for any number of reasons. And if you're not one of those lucky folks who gets to automatically step into the part they think they're born to play, then you have to make the leap and figure out what writing your own role and destiny means to you. You might not be a Valjean. Maybe you can think up something even better. The comedian, writer, and star Amy Schumer has talked extensively about how people weren't willing to cast her in funny roles, so she had to create the part of Amy Schumer for herself. Same with Whoopi Goldberg and Lily Tomlin, who both got their starts doing one-woman shows. I find this endlessly inspiring and a bit depressing, but that's life. How can you create your own dream part? Maybe it means literally joining an amateur improv troupe and becoming so quirky and dynamic that you actually write your own material. But maybe we're not talking about just the arts here. Perhaps casting yourself in the part you want means no longer dating people who treat you like you're the hired help. Maybe casting yourself in your dream part means deciding, in your own way, to create something every day you have got on Earth. A poem, a sketch of someone on the subway, a sapling that you plant at the side of the road just because. When people ask me if I miss being a performer, I say not really. When I was a dancer, I was constantly on hold, waiting for casting directors to call. I was forever hoping for the breaking news that I was right for something, that I was deemed appropriate for a part and thus, by default, good enough. I became a writer because every time I looked at my coffee table, I saw an increasingly teetering stack of old playbills, but all of them represented my past. My entire career felt like a series of endings. A show I had appeared in might have closed after 7 fun, forgettable weeks, and now what? I had to cast myself in the role of writer when I recognized that I had already been in enough musicals and danced in enough choruses and taken enough bows. Stop asking for permission. If you can envision a destination for yourself, that is more important than the path you take to get there. The path will be overgrown and contain detours, confuse you in its terrain.